Welcome back
to another episode
on The Unfortunate Reality.
First things first, I know that in our last episode featuring the attempted assassination on Donald Trump, we didn't talk about Corey, the fireman, who literally jumped in front of his daughter and wife. Corey's quick decision to use his body as a shield against the bullets flying toward his wife and daughter rang true to the close friends and neighbors who loved and respected the proud 50-year-old Trump supporter, noting that the Butler County resident was a man of conviction. He's a literal hero. He shoved his family out of the way and he got killed for them, said Mike Morehouse, who lived next to the last 8 years. He's a hero that I was happy to have as a neighbor. We did actually have a couple of clips, but I felt like that they weren't good enough for what he actually had done. He was very heroic, and I doubt that he was ready to sacrifice his life, but he did for his family. He was a fireman, and it was a very honorable but tragic death.
Yeah, very sad.
Very sad what happened to Corey. Our condolences. It's always terrible. This isn't a political thing. It's just terrible when something like that happens to an innocent person, especially somebody with a family who he obviously loved enough to sacrifice his entire human soul for. So, thank you for your sacrifice, Corey. Joe Biden is dropping out of the race. Well, at least for the next election.
Possibly dead.
Or possibly dead, because we have not seen him in 24 hours.
Where is Joe Biden? That's the question on everyone's lips after the president has not been seen for 5 days since he announced he had COVID last week. Since then, Joe Biden has withdrawn from the presidential race, endorsed his VP Kamala Harris, and had a bizarre phone conversation at a press conference, all virtually, with no footage of him in the flesh.
And it was only on, X, that he released his statement.
Which he normally doesn't use social media, so.
I'm sure for Elon Musk, that's awesome. He was the first platform to be told that Joe Biden, I guess, is not going to be running for president.
I guess he told his staff, too, before that, like a day or something like that.
Did Joe Biden tell his staff, or did his staff tell Joe Biden that he's dropping out? Or killed him? Pretty sure they killed him. I mean, I did say,
Who knows?
It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president, and while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. So I guess is he alive? Because that means he's still our president for the next couple of months.
I'm not sure. Well, time will only tell.
He did endorse Kamala Harris, though. It was like an afterthought. Oh yeah, I'm endorsing Kamala Harris.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do. They truly are like family to us. And we do, everybody here does.
It's mutual.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
I'm watching you, kid. I'm watching you, kid. I love you.
I love you, Joe. Oh.
Who are they going to throw in? Kennedy?
I don't know. His poll numbers are not great. I don't think it's going to be JFK Jr. or RFK Jr.
We were just watching Pierce Morgan.
Yeah, and then
Pierce Morgan.
Anyway.
It will definitely strengthen her position within the party. I'm not sure that that's the best thing for the Democratic Party. I would think that the best thing for the party is to actually have a democratic process that, where people are either using ranked choice voting, which actually is democratic.
He's also not going to be endorsing Kamala Harris. and doesn't think that she's done a very good job at all. She was in charge of the border.
Yeah, and then everyone said, you know, that she wasn't down there. She's never been there, right? And then, but she recently went down there, I guess.
Yeah, because everybody.
Because everyone was saying that.
Yeah, everybody
So
was.
she went down.
Yeah. She's like, I've been down here. We're like, after.
She's like, I need to go take a picture down there. Like, I gotta.
Yeah, but like 4 years she didn't go down there.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, and then like, did you ever see that video of her cackling about the border crisis?
No, I've heard of it. Like, they were making fun of her on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the Dumb and Dumber meme?
No.
But
Yeah.
the-
You gotta post it up, I guess.
Yeah, I'll post it up, but she's like, you want to hear the most annoying noise in the world?
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Fellas, you think we could listen to the radio or something?
Come on, man.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
That's hilarious. Did you see the new song that came out for Donald Trump? It wasn't even new, but it was the first time I seen it.
Oh, the Johnny Cash AI remake? Big Don.
Big Don, not Johnny Cash.
Is it not? Johnny
No.
Cash? Oh. Okay, well, I'm editing that out. Who is it?
Oh, what's his name? But it's not called Johnny Cash. It's some guy with a cowboy hat too, though.
Jimmy D.
Jimmy Dean.
I knew it was one of those, yeah.
Big Don. Every morning on time, you could see him arrive. He stood 6'3" and weighed 235, kinda broad at the shoulder and fast with the lip. And everybody knew you didn't give no shit to Big Don. Big Don. Big Don. Big Bad Don.
It was pretty funny. I don't know if I'll do the whole clip, but
Yeah, you can
I'll
do
do a
part
piece
of
of the
it.
clip
Yeah.
and link it below so people can watch it for sure, because it was pretty funny. And what's that whole deal with Joe Biden literally, what was it, just a few days ago? He was saying, I'm not dropping out of the race. I will beat Donald Trump. I'm going to save democracy. Because the Democrats are great at projecting everything that they're doing onto the right side of things.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to save democracy. We're like, we said that first.
Let's turn to the Biden campaign with both the president and first lady saying again today that Mr. Biden will stay in the race. It comes as we learn that a Parkinson's specialist has been to the White House multiple times. Kelly O'Donnell has more.
The message from President Biden today, the debate over his debate is over.
I am not going anywhere.
We've been saying that this entire time. They're like, no, we've been saying it the whole time. Freaking lizards. All right, but I'll find it.
I know the campaign has said this over and over again, but say it one more time. Is the president dropping out of this race?
President Biden is our Democratic nominee. President Biden is going to win this November. And after watching some of the nights of the Republican National Convention this week, he is more motivated than ever.
I don't know, Kevin, if you saw the newest CBS polling numbers that show nationally President Trump 52, President Biden 47. As our Anthony Salvanto just told our audience, the largest lead former President Trump has had in this campaign. Your reaction?
Well, look, we look at a lot of polls. We do a lot of internal polling. We look at a lot of external polling. But we also...
That's like their favorite thing to say on all these bullcrap channels. Is they'll be like, we look at a lot of poll numbers. A lot of poll numbers. And what all the poll numbers say? Trump is winning. He was winning by a lot of points.
With 37 times.
With 34.
34.
I mean, they did try to kill him, so I think if they try to put him in prison now, it's going to look really bad. I think they're just going to let this run its course. They already look really guilty. I saw a video today of a woman sitting in the crowd, and you know how Secret Service oftentimes will sit in the crowd.
No, watch this shit, dude. Watch. Watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch this. Puts the sign up.
Something that said, take a look at what happened.
Shots go off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck? What the fuck? People are freaking out.
And she's filming.
And she's just like right there. She's not even freaking the fuck out. What the fuck?
And they're shooting, there's screaming going on, and then she gets her phone out and she's just sitting there videotaping the whole thing. But she's not even like freaking out, and everyone's like, obviously she knew that what was going on in this whole thing. You know, if you know what's gonna happen, then you're not gonna freak out, right? She knew there was no extra shooters in the crowd.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty obvious that Secret Service purposely didn't do their job in this scenario. I don't know if all of them are in on it, but most certainly the big ones were.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. The amount of people, I'm sure they got fired over this. I feel like.
Well, Catalina Cheetah, or Cheetle, whatever her name is, Cheetah Print, Cheetah Splotch, is on trial. She just went on trial, I believe, today in front of the Supreme Court, basically trying to plead her innocence for how poorly of a job that she did with the Trump scenario.
The assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump on July 13th is the most significant operational failure of the Secret Service in decades, and I am keeping him and his family in my thoughts. What I can say is that the individual was identified as suspicious. If the detail had been past information that there was a threat, the detail would never have brought the former president out onto stage.
So you distinguish between someone who is suspicious and someone who's threatening, is that right?
I do.
They didn't even get him off of the X. We also saw that on Piers Morgan with that security professional.
The first rule in executive protection, if something happens, is to get the protectee off the X. The X is where the attacker has decided to get after you. And the fact, you can even hear it in the radio chatter. Where are we going? What are we doing? What's the plan? It's horrific. That should have been drilled into them so that it is autonomic. Literally, look, the Secret Service agents, some of them were highly qualified, some of them clearly were not.
Who was saying, from my perspective and my point of view, they did not do a good job at all. They had no plan. Like with the Ronald Reagan attempted assassination, they like jumped on him and he was in the car, right? And Trump, they're like, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where are we taking him? What's our plan? What's the plan? They got that woman standing in front of him who is clearly shorter by size, just his head exposed.
Said for a minute and 30 seconds that people, as people were shouting, there's a man on the roof with a gun, and police did not. They said police did not respond fast enough.
Yes. How much more freaking obvious could it have been to every news network and every person that was there, including Secret Service and any other outside security, to not know that there was a gunman on the roof? That's insanity. If you really,
bogus.
It's totally bogus. Sorry, but for 6 or 7 hours, I will keep saying this, the entire media tried to lie to us and tell us that it wasn't gun noises. And whether you think that they were right for doing that, or not, you have to admit that most of them were there on the scene live to know that it was gun noises. Well, and not only that, there was the article that we read from AP News where they talked about how there was a police officer on the actual roof that saw the gentleman, or Mr.
Thomas Crooks.
Yeah.
Oh, they have just the new guys out there?
I guess so. New guys that have never been through training, apparently. Because, I mean, if you've had any training with a gun at all, you can definitely at least get it out of a holster. And you can get it back in a holster. So, the whole thing screams.
Yeah.
Cover up.
How can you believe it?
Let's see how well Kamala Harris is doing. Vice President Kamala Harris narrowly trails from President Trump in most recent national polls, similar numbers to President Biden, whom she is on the inside track to replace as Democratic nominee. She's pretty much at the same poll numbers President Joe Biden is at. I think she might have 1 or 2 swing states on him, but still, he's got the majority and the popular vote, I believe, right now. So, there's still a chance, though. I mean, if she can swing out a couple of swing states.
Who knows, she might put somebody else in that place. Well, see, it's going to come out soon, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. Probably just within the next couple of days.
Yeah.
They're going to have an announcement. But it's getting close. 4 months to be thrown in another person. They do have quite the laundry list of people they could throw in them. But it's not going to look good on them replacing the first female black president. It's not going to look good on their party at all.
No.
Especially if they replace him with Gavin Newsom.
So radical left.
They were saying that she is the most radically left Marxist Democrat to ever be endorsed as president. So if we vote her in, our country takes leaps and bounds into communism. We'll completely miss the turn for socialism and end up in a communist country, a 1984 dystopia. Hopefully Trump comes through. A lot of people are talking about wanting to vote for Trump. I think they feel more safe.
News about it every day. It's gonna come all out, and we're gonna see who they're gonna throw in there.
Did you see that video?
That's what's gonna happen.
Where Trump was like, "I took a bullet for democracy."
Yeah.
They keep saying he's a threat to democracy. I'm saying, what the hell did I do for democracy? Last week I took a bullet for democracy.
I mean, that's quite the line.
Yep.
I no one else could say that. Took a bullet for democracy.
And he was, when we were watching the video, meme one, it was after he got shot in the air. He had that tournament, he was playing golf, and he said that
To break your heart or burst your bubble on this one. It's actually just a story on Reddit that someone posted. Jamie
you should still post it up.
And it was just a meme that somebody posted on Reddit. There's actually no like YouTube clip or like audio of him saying that.
Alright.
So well, Jamie on Joe Rogan totally debunked that. But I did think it was funny. We'll post the meme up, but just so everybody knows that that didn't actually happen. He said some other wild stuff. It's not like it's far and few in between that he wouldn't say that.
The Matrix one where he's like...
Oh yeah.
It was the second time we've brought up the Matrix.
We're living in a matrix. Donald Trump's doing good. We saw him at the National Republican Convention.
From Detroit to Houston, New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time to stand and say. New era of safety, prosperity, and freedom for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. The discord and division in our society must be healed. We must heal it quickly. As Americans, we are bound together by a single fate and a shared destiny. We rise together or we fall apart. I am running to be president for all of America, not half of America, because there is no victory in winning for half of America.
What do you think of his speech?
You know, we walked in and it was like the guy was singing, "Proud to be an American."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it was super moving.
Some of the videos we were watching, they were trying to make fun of it. No, that was an American moment right there.
Oh yeah, those Marxist Democrats, they'll make fun of anything the Republicans do.
Yeah.
But there was even a few of them on CNN that were almost complimenting the RNC.
Today is a terrible day. If you pull back and look at this thing, strength versus weakness, a bullet couldn't stop Trump. A virus just stopped Biden. You've got the nominees of this party getting their butts kissed. Biden's getting his butt kicked by his own party. The Democrats are coming apart. The Republicans are coming together. That's what's happening. And at some point, this party has to look at the reality of that.
Pretty bad when the Democrats are admitting that how well Trump is doing, especially a lot of them having Trump derangement syndrome, to the point where they just think that he literally is Hitler. If you just like watch one video long enough, you'll be like, this guy is not Hitler at all. I guess that's what brainwashing is. I'm reading the book Chaos right now, which has to do with the Manson murders. Super good book, and crazy how easy people can be brainwashed and tricked into believing something completely different than what actually happened. It's a really good book. Candace Owens recommended it on her channel. I ordered it off of Amazon Prime. You should go check it out. The book Chaos. It's really good.
I've not read it yet.
You should check it out.
Alright.
It has to do with how basically the FBI and the CIA completely tricked us about the Charles Manson murders. He was basically a CIA spy. They have said that he's Hitler so many times that they just accepted that as fact. Without doing any actual research or digging into anything, just that's fact, he's Hitler, we can't vote for him or it makes us a Nazi. Like they drilled that into our heads, you know. If someone's Hitler, that makes you a Nazi if you like them. Doesn't matter what they're saying, it doesn't matter what their beliefs are. If we hear the word Hitler, we're like, ooh, that's bad.
Trump's nothing like Hitler. No, that's just a foul ball. Like, I don't know how you can say that.
Well, the other thing is, too, is that we did have him for president for 4 years.
Yeah.
And nothing bad happened. Like, it's not like we haven't done this once before. And houses were affordable, and groceries were affordable, and gas was more affordable. Like, all those things are facts. Energy prices.
To the economy, and Joe did not do that.
Joe did not pay attention. Joe paid attention to everybody else's economy besides ours.
Yeah.
China, Ukraine, Mexico's.
Well, they say that's where he's got his money at.
Yeah, of course you're going to pay attention to the economy where your money's freaking at. We should care where our tax dollars go. If our tax dollars go back into our country, we make more money. We have more money. The banks can loan more money. They can give you more money for houses. They can be more liberal with their money.
Absolutely.
Democrats, since the beginning of their history, have always been terrible with money. No matter what party or what they're representing, they are terrible with money. Awful. Always giving it away to everybody.
Give it to me.
No, you're white.
Damn it.
Here's a brush. Paint your skin until the shade's right. I just wanted a few more thoughts from you about Kamala Harris.
She's pulling the cards.
Riots. She defended the peaceful protesters during the George Floyd.
That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, she defended them burning the cities to the ground, saying they were peaceful protests.
Biden is just sitting there sleeping, and yeah, she's just pushing the buttons in the background.
Oh yeah. Oh, in the speech she gave about how Joe Biden being the best president ever.
Yeah.
What did they say?
And I wanted to say a few words about our president. Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched in modern history. In one term, he has already, yes, you may clap. In one term, he has already surpassed the legacy of most presidents who have served 2 terms in office.
Talking about the, Joe did so great, in the last 3 years. And then
He's done more.
she paused and no one clapped. And she's like, oh, you gonna applaud now? And they're like,
oh yeah, that's right.
that was so funny. They forgot to applaud.
Yeah, he is the most accomplished president. The accomplishment of destroying America. That's really what she was saying up on that stage. Is that he is the most accomplished Democrat in destroying America that they've ever had. And that is their entire goal and plot, is to destroy America, Christianity, everything it stands for. And Joe Biden certainly is the most accomplished president in destroying America. I will hands down give him that. He has done more damage than the worst 20 presidents combined, including Nixon and Watergate.
And then just posting that on social media, putting everybody in the dark.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on, dude?
We deserve to know where our president's
So
at.
he's sick. He's got COVID-19.
He's saying he can't even defend running again for a second term, which in our history we've never had a president decline running for a second
And
term.
he's all, oh, fine, I'm gonna defeat Trump, and I'm staying in the race, and just, and then he didn't announce it.
Like what, 24 hours later, 48 hours later?
In front of the news or nobody, just...
No press conference?
Typed it up, said, hey,
Put it on Twitter. Like an email that you would send to your boss when you want to resign from your job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't resign as the president like that.
No.
You can't just send out a letter saying, I'm not running again, and then not show up for 24 hours on camera. Nobody has anything on schedule for him. No press conferences, no meetings. And the furthest out the schedule goes, it just says, we'll have more information about the president's schedule. Ridiculous. What the hell is that? Like, they're public servants, and they're acting like they're rulers. They're acting like queens and kings. Like, shut up and do what we say. Don't ask us any questions, or we'll kill you. So Trump's the dictator, but we can't ask them any questions as to where the hell our freaking president is, and the cackling hyena that's running our country is just fine, even though nobody wanted her as president in the first place, and still not even her own party wants her as president. Yeah. But it's fine to keep her as president. We have no say-so. So we're right back to where we started when we came over here on the Mayflower. Right back to paying the kings and queens our tax dollars and getting told to shut the hell up. Cool. Good job, America. Good job. Way to have a backbone. All those terrible Republicans we have in office. You keep calling Trump the new style of Republican. And it's like, no, this is actually the old style of Republican. We call ourselves paleo-conservatives. Paleo meaning very, very old.
Yep. We call them Neanderthal Republicans.
Neanderthal Republicans? Don't call us that. That's an insult. I did want to talk a little bit about them replacing Joe Biden with Gavin Newsom. Oil salesman. Snake in the grass. Literally, his face is the face I could see on the snake in the Garden of Eden. You know, growing up, they always show you that cartoon of the snake slithering up to Eve. Eat the apple. That's his face. I see his face. He's a nasty little man.
Yeah, that's smart.
There's people who are like, he's good looking. I'm like, what? But presidential elections have nothing to do with looks, guys. Keep that in mind. Aesthetics mean nothing. And if you want aesthetics, let's take a look at a few pictures and videos of what he did to California.
San Francisco is one of the richest cities in the world. But below its gleaming buildings lies a humanitarian disaster.
We have had, more overdose deaths in 1 year than we did of COVID deaths in our city.
Every day, on average, 2 people die from a drugs overdose here. In December, Mayor London Breed called for a state of emergency in a notorious district called the Tenderloin.
Bow! Bow! Get me off camera! It's bad. Fentanyl zombies living over there. So yeah, that's California now. That's what California looks like ever since Gavin and Newsom came in and took over a couple years back. Surprise, surprise, when they opened up the border, California was the first state to fall to awful, awful drug use. And now they have drug zombies walking around everywhere. They defunded their police, so they have no police to take care of any of these problems. And they have no more money to take care of the homeless problem or the trash problem. So it just looks like a third world country. Beautiful city of San Francisco. And it looks like a heaping pile of garbage.
Like a dump.
So, yeah, a vote for Gavin Newsom is a vote for homelessness, drug issues, fentanyl problems, losing loved ones, and homelessness. And garbage everywhere.
What do you do about the homeless now?
Get the drugs out of your country. Get the illegal immigrants that are carrying the drugs into your country, out of your country. Close your borders. Make job opportunities.
Yeah. Open the pipeline.
You take a lot of these problems away, you get a lot happier people.
Mm-hmm. Put them all in one spot. A little town with homeless people and gate it off.
Say what you want, but socialism screams laziness. So, get rid of the homeless shelters, get rid of the homeless people. Sorry. Oh, don't vote for Gavin Newsom.
Nope.
You're gonna end up in a third world country.
That's insane.
So, it's not too late. America's door of opportunity is closing, but we have a small shot at this. If we get Trump in office, we might be able to repair some of the damage the Democrats have done.
Don't forget, vote for Trump.
Don't forget, a vote for Trump is a vote for democracy, cheaper groceries, better housing situations, better schools for your kids, safer streets for your children and your families. So November 5th, Go register to vote right now so you can go down and vote in person on November 5th with your ID and your Republican registration.
Bring your extra underwear.
I think you like that saying more than I do. Like, I came up with it and you like to say it more than I do. What? Say it. Say it again.
Bring an extra pair of underwear.
You're gonna say it's gonna be a rough ride.
It's a rough ride.
It's a rough ride. Vote for Trump. As always.
As always.
Hug your children. Have a great weekend, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
Oh yeah.